Why is it important to write while traveling? To document every single day, to record your human voice in this experience, this life, to add your words to the ocean of history. And that's the one you painted.
Not bad, huh?
How do you feel about it now?
Oh, I like it.
Yeah?
I like it, yeah. I still have a lot to learn. We borrowed the microwave. Tell them that there's nobody else on this floor. No, it's okay.
Y'all, I took the microwave out of the lobby because we're the only ones on this floor. And we bought like microwavable foods and there was no microwave in the room.
There's no microwave or fridge in the room at all.
And I wasn't gonna stand out in the hallway for 20 minutes cooking all of our various microwavable goods.
So we are now returning the microwave to its rightful place.
Ta-da!
And that is how you borrow a microwave, ladies.
Nobody even noticed. Second floor.
Oh.
Well, good morning, afternoon, and evening from day 143,
Something.
I believe. Y'all, we are staying at the Fontana Hilton shelter, okay? Because the Smoky Mountains kicked our booties, and it took us until 4:30 to leave the Hotel Motel Fontana Inn. And so we had to catch up on all sorts of internet stuff. We fell behind on creating videos for y'all. And so, like I said, it's 4:30 and it's going to be dark in an hour. And so we are just not really hiking.
Today is an official 0 day, except
Yeah.
for the 200 steps we just taken from the parking lot to the shelter.
To the shelter,
Yeah.
yes. It was a wonderful day. The people at Fontana Inn were just Fontana Village.
The Fontana Village resort staff, totally friendly.
So
Amazing
kind.
people. Matt at the front desk crushed it. Jay crushed it.
Yes, he was our shuttle guy and just, really took care of us.
Zach, bartender, crushed it. And his mom, Krista, also crushed
Served us
it for breakfast.
Yep.
Let's see
They
what
were
else.
they were
that's all of
wonderful.
them.
Yeah.
Brooke, we saw her. She wasn't on the clock, I don't think, maybe, but she was also very friendly.
So there was a total of 8 staff people, and I think we met all of them.
We were like the only people staying at this massive...
And they let us just sit in there. Like, we checked out and everything.
They all let us hang out. They all took care of us.
They just let us sit in the lobby and, like, work on our phones and stuff. They didn't even bother us. And then when we were ready to, like, hop, skip, and jump, they were like, yep, no problem. And they gave us a ride.
When Jay was walking us to our room, he was like, y'all got this whole floor to yourself, so be as loud as you want. And Boss Bae said, can we run down the hall naked? He said, we don't stop people from doing what they want around here.
So we stole a microwave.
We did not steal a microwave. We borrowed the microwave.
It's in our packs right now. We stole it.
We're hiking with it.
Wait. Oh, wait.
What's up?
This is an instant. So what happened to all the townsfolk when they flooded the valley?
Well, there's rumors some old lady didn't leave her rocking chair. And she haunts the bottom of the lake.
Nice.
Everyone else was relocated with a stipend. It was nowhere near what their land was worth.
Oh, it's too bad.
Scratch me. There's a lot of tobacco farmers or crop shares or things like that down there. Because this is the furthest point of the Appalachians you can get before you hit Tennessee. So they were way, way, way out, away from everybody. When you think of southern Appalachian, this is it. And it was interesting. Like, the townsfolk resisted, but they got 5 years warning, I think. And then they didn't even, when they decided to stop it all up, it only rose 3 inches a day for the first 6 months. So it took forever for it to build up. So they had time to get in and out.
All my fellow hikers, this is a collection.
There was one town, Hazel Creek, that one actually survived because it was at our level. They had a paper mill.
Boy, oh boy, that was a tough hike today. Man. Well, since we did not show you any beautiful views today, we would like to take this opportunity to answer some of y'all's questions.
Q&A, people.
Drum roll, please. Okay, first question was about shoes.
Do most people's shoes go up a size or two during a thru hike? If so, should you buy a size too large at the beginning before you start the hike? I say no. Don't buy a shoe that's too big for you. I've worn shoes that are too big for me before, and I trip more. You trip over stuff because the shoe's too big. You're like wearing clown shoes. I would say wait till your feet grow and then adjust. You're going to need new shoes after 300 or 400 miles anyways. That's my answer.
How will you be able to tell if your filters are ruined? Will it be something you can see broken? Well, a general rule of thumb is if your filter starts suddenly working really well, it's probably broken. Like if you've been using it and then it just, instead of getting more and more clogged, it gets better, then yeah. And then we did learn that trick, though we haven't tested it yet, that for the Catadine Beefy Gravity filter, you can blow air. You can kind of as if you were going to backwash it, but you can blow air into it. And if you can noticeably see a lot of your air bubbles, then that's a good sign that your water filter is failing.
The one person says, pointing out the consistency of the logic with the washed out bridge. If you say you have to walk the whole way in a continuous path from Maine to Georgia, then they should have not taken the canoe over the Kennebec. Okay, so here's my best way to answer at least how we feel about it. We are attempting to do a continuous footpath all the way through. So hike every single step all the way through. Sometimes you can be on trail the whole way, and sometimes you cannot be on trail the whole way, like if parts are closed and things like that. About the Kennebec River and the difference between the washed out bridge from the hurricane and the Kennebec River. The trail, the traditional path of the trail goes across the Kennebec River. It goes across it. That's how it's on maps. That's how you're supposed to hike the trail, is you're supposed to go across the river. When you get to the river, Boss Bay and I would have forded it if we could have, if it was an option. But when you get there, there are signs that literally say, do not ford the river. Do not ford it. Take the canoe. Also, the canoe's kind of cool. So in that sense, we are kind of fudging the footpath a little bit because the canoe's kind of cool and we prefer to take the canoe. And also the sign says, don't forge the river. And we're not trying to break rules and get ourselves in trouble. And they offer a free canoe service and they don't want people getting stuck in that water and we don't want to get stuck in it. So if you want to say that's our footpath, then that's up to you, but hike your own hike. Why not hike all the way around to some other bridge that I don't even know about? Maybe. You could say if we were super sticklers for the footpath, then we would have done that. Maybe you feel that way. I don't feel that way because the trail actually goes across the river and they tell you to take the canoe. And the canoe is cool. So with all those things, I like taking the canoe. With the other part, the trail went across that river, but the hurricane washed out that bridge. Was a circumstantial situation where the bridge had been washed out by a hurricane. They took the time to blaze the trail, a pathway over another bridge and around that we could see on the map. So for us, we took that way because we want to try to keep our continuous footpath. That's why we chose that there, but not at the Kennebec. I hope that answers that question.
So someone asked, are you wearing wet shoes all day? Yes. Yeah, pretty much. Yes. If it's raining, you're in wet shoes all day. There wasn't a lot of fording of rivers, but yes, walking through puddles or anything like that, yeah, your shoes get wet. And then if your feet are wet, then they stay wet all day. Yes, wet. Very wet.
So I've gotten quite a bit of questions about painting and which paintings am I going to be doing and are they available. So I have been able to do a painting every day, and my plan was always to do a painting a day. Sometimes I would get ahead of, so I'd be able to do 2 or 3 paintings, and then some days I would not be able to do a painting. But on average, all the way across, and I would say 90% of the time, I'm able to do a painting every day on the day, if that makes any sense. Mm-hmm. And are they available? Yes, they are almost all available now, but some of them are not available yet. So the latest ones won't be available probably until we finish the trail. Third, you can order them, but we can't ship them to you till we get home and actually physically make the prints. We do all the mat boarding, and you'll get it in a nice sleeve with a mat board and all that stuff. And we do all that in my studio when we get home. I will be painting a bunch more paintings when I get to my studio. So this is the next thing I want to say. There will be a painting every day done in sequence, chronologically throughout the trail. But when Boss Bae starts to edit her journal entries, because she's going to have way more words than she wants to have in the actual published book, she'll take about 2 months to edit those journal entries. During that 2 months, I'm going to be doing a bunch more artwork. I'm going to be doing big pieces, much bigger pieces in my studio. It's super nice. I can't wait to work in my studio. I will go back through all our video footage, and I'll be using inspiration from a lot of our videos. I'll go back, I'll look at all y'all's questions about stuff I should paint. A lot of people want me to paint spiders, frogs, mushrooms. I'm gonna paint all that type of stuff. So if you guys have ideas for things for me to paint, please let me know. Someone said I should do a painting of Boss Bae and I holding hands. I'm totally gonna do that. There's a lot of beautiful scenery from the top of really cold, windy mountains that I would never ask Boss Bae to just sit up there for 2 hours while I paint. So there's if you guys remember our PCT book, there are some awesome paintings of San Jacinto mountains and really cool areas that I really want to paint, but we can't hang out there for hours. Also, I want to do those in big size paintings. Also, there's the book cover. So there's a bunch more artwork after the trail, probably about 2 or 3 months worth of more artwork that's going to be added to the book. And at that point, everything will be available. I hope that answers those questions.
All right, a few of you all asked about our new tent. First off, it is warmer, so bird call was correct. A smaller tent is warmer. Secondly, this is not our first time using a 2-person tent. On the Arizona Trail, we actually started in a 2-person tent. And then we learned from that it was a little claustrophobic, and then we moved to the Hilton, which is the 3-person tent. And somewhere along those lines, we thought it would be a great idea to downsize our weight and see if we could do the 2-person tent. We put it up at Uncle Johnny's. They were so kind to let us put up the tent, and we put our air pad in there. Somebody asked how we fit 2 air pads in there. Well, y'all, we use 1 air pad. So we have the Exxon something 2-person twin air pad. We put that up in there, and it fit right up to the edges. So we thought that was going to be great and nice and cozy. For some reason, it's not ventilating properly. Maybe, we're just too hot and it just isn't ventilating properly. Or maybe we have too much gear. Bird Call and I really like to keep our packs inside our tent. So we might be stuffing the edges too much. And I think we learned that, though we did forget it. But all in all, it's still a great tent. We do love Big Agnes. I don't know if we'll stray from it. We love the 4-person freestanding ability that is Big Agnes. And generally, they just make a really awesome tent. We had the tent that we used mostly through the whole entire PCT, and then I made it almost mostly through the entire AT. So they're just a really great brand. And so, you know, it's not that big of a deal. It's fine. If we were just starting out on the trail, we may be like freaking out, but since it's the end, it's okay. It is warmer and it is fine. And though Big Agnes has a really great company and does do some exchanges and stuff like that, so we'll figure all that out when we get home. But we're cool. We love each other. We love each other. So snuggling is fine, and we fit. Yeah. So the first night we set it up, it got very damp. The second night it wasn't so bad. So then we thought maybe it was just the conditions. It was pretty humid that night. And since then it's been okay. It really performed well in the when we set it up in the shelter in the Smokies. We only had frost on the outside of the fly, or outside of the fly, and we were able to shake it off. So it could just be the climate. It could be the different climates are just acting differently on the tent. But you know, and on the Arizona Trail, we didn't have this issue with a lot of condensation building up. So generally the AT is just a lot more damp. There's a lot more humidity. And so that could just be a thing that we're experiencing about this tent. We did end up taking out our packs. So Birdcall and I are both carrying an extra trash bag because of the rain and stuff like that. So we carry our stuff in a contractor bag, and then we also had like a couple of black trash bags. So we ended up starting to put our bags in the trash bag outside of the tent, and that seemed to help ventilate it a little bit more as well. So
Somebody's asking about our books. Is there 2 books? How many of them are there? Right now there's 2 books. One is called Baguettes and Backpacking. It was Boss Bae's first book that we did hiking across France. And of course I did the paintings in that book. That was like our first kind of trial run, testing out whether or not we could accomplish this goal. It was very difficult. There were very late nights. She carried her laptop the whole way. And of course I carried a watercolor kit the whole way. The second book is TravelWritePaint. That was the first book that we really nailed it. We got the nice, big, hardback version, coffee table style, a lot of artwork, a lot of writing. I would say one was sort of the prelude to the other. And so this Appalachian Trail will technically be our 3rd book.
That's it, folks. Thanks for all the questions. Tomorrow we hike out of Fontana Dam, and we are so close. How many miles left do we have?
Not very much, less than 200, maybe like 150 something, I think.
Oh my God. So like we're probably less than 2 weeks away. And somebody asked said, are you probably home yet? No, we're not home yet. Okay. Yes. We're still on trail right now.
Oh yeah. People are asking about like how far ahead our videos are. Not that far ahead. It's basically, I mean, it's as live as it can be. Yeah. We are on trail right now. There's not a big delay. The only reason the main reason why we have a delay is because it's very difficult to upload the videos. You need good internet to do that. So we need enough time to like hike our stint on trail, do our food carry, do all that stuff, and then go into a town, find Wi-Fi, upload the videos. And if we don't have time to do that, then y'all won't get a video every single day. So we truly try to make a video come out every single morning. So to do that, we need to be, however many days ahead.
So we are live right now.
Pretty much live. Yeah, we're on trail. Right. You're watching us on trail right now.
Also, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you for being a part of this journey. It's been so cool, and we can't wait to show you the rest of it. We'll see you tomorrow.